All right, it is Saturday night data party. Tonight we are fixing up the blog, my blog. One of the things that, from an SEO perspective, that's important is to make sure that your site is kept up to date and that your content is relevant and fresh and such. And nothing tells the search engine that you're incompetent at this like having outbound links that don't go anywhere, that are broken. The place that you linked to from your website is gone. Now, for a young website, less than a year old, it's not as big a deal, right? There aren't a ton. My site is 13 years old. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. Hey, Shauna, we're going to be using a bunch of different tools. The first step in this is really important, is to have a tool that can identify the links. So the SEO tool of your choice. I actually use a local app called Scrutiny. It is by Peacock Media. It's a Mac app, and it goes through and identifies all the different links. You can use RFs, SEMrush, any of the major SEO tools will all go through and crawl your site and tell you, here's all the crap that you haven't fixed up. So that's the first step. The second step is going to be based on the CMS that your system is using. So let's put away RFs because that's just embarrassing. I use WordPress. So in WordPress, if you look in the backend database, you're going to be able to see all of the content on your website. You can see there's actual URLs here in this WordPress content. This is a database. This is MySQL. Which means that we can programmatically update everything all at once, which is really cool. We're going to need a 404 page, right? We're going to need a URL that we're going to change links to. Here's my lovely 404 page. And what we're going to do is we're going to essentially take every bad link that's on the site and replace it with a link to the 404 page. Now, when somebody clicks on that link, you're going to get traffic to this page instead of sending them somewhere. They're like, oops, sorry. Hence the mildly amusing animation. How are we going to do this? We have to write SQL code that will essentially update our database for us. So let's dig into that because this is going to be mildly entertaining. Let's go ahead and get the bad link fixer up and running here. Let's see. Yeah, Shauna, if you don't have an app, I would definitely say look at, I like Scrutiny. Screaming Frog is also really good if you want to crawl your website. If you want it to be an app that you use on your desktop, Screaming Frog or Scrutiny I think are terrific choices. If you want to use a web-based app, I like RFs personally. I think their crawler is fantastic. Let's go ahead and start ourselves a new... Okay, we're not going to need the SQL database. Our data folder is going to be called data. And what I've done is I've taken the 2,000 bad links and put them into my data folder. Actually, no, there's close to 8,000. Let's take a look at the results here. We have 404. We have the link text, which I don't really care about. And we have the bad URL, the URL that went off and went missing. So let's go ahead and clean this up here. And take our data frame. First things first, we want to... I only really care about two things. I care about the error code, and I care about the URL itself. So we're going to get rid of everything else. Let's do that. Looks good. Next, I only care about 404s. 404s are the most important to me. So let's do a filter. URL equals 404 not found. Let's go ahead and look at this. What did I do wrong there? Oh, status. Durr. That's stupid of me. This is why you never overwrite your source data frame. 5,300 404s, and now let's make sure that they're unique. Okay, 415 unique. So there's a bunch of URLs in this list that are on many pages. They've gone bad on many, many pages, right? So we need to go through and fix this. Now, I am seeing things like some things that look like they could be Flickr links, some things that could be graphic links and stuff like that. Those are potentially images within my site that may have gone bad, and I don't necessarily want to. I should not replace an image link with a regular web link. So we're going to set up a counter to just identify anything that's an image link and just delete it, because we're not going to tackle fixing those right now. We're going to do image equals string count. We're going to look at the URL, and the pattern is going to be .gif, .png, .jpeg. And this should give us a list of, let's see if we did that right. Yep. Is that an image? You can see if it's not 0 if it's an image. So now, filter image equals 0. So we're only going to have image-based fix bad links. Okay, so now we're down to 370 links. So we've gotten rid of the image ones, which is terrific. Now we're ready to start going through and clean this up. So next, let's take this. We now only really care about the URLs. We've validated this works. Okay, so now I have a list of bad URLs, URLs that have gone bad. Here's what we need to do next. We need to, if you recall, I was saying that in SQL, in this SQL database, I can create an update table in here that will essentially tell this system to change a link. And the query format for that in SQL looks like this. Update your table name, set your post content. This is specific to WordPress. Keep that in mind, specific to WordPress. Replace the post content with the bad thing with what the good thing is going to be, where you're looking in the string itself. If the post content, the bad thing is greater than 0. So I'm going to copy this right now, because we're going to need this in our R environment to create essentially 317 of these. You could do this in Excel. 317 is not unmanageable. I'm going to do it programmatically because I want to have a piece of software I can run again and again. So let's take a look at this. We're going to have our links are going to be the bad URLs. Our replace URL is, and this is where I go and get my 404 page link, right? Okay, that's the good URL. And now I'm going to take my links table. Actually, I'm going to links fix. I'm going to take our links, mutate, SQL statement equals, we'll do a paste 0 here, and the first half of that SQL statement that we were just working on, like so. And now we're going to put in our, remember this is the URL, and we're going to put in, I need the single quotes here, otherwise this is going to blow up badly. And then our replace URL, there's our in string, and we want our single quote there. This is the bad URL again. Equals 0. Now let's see clean that up a little bit. Let's see if we manage to make this work. Object replace URL not found. There we go. So now we should have a table with the links and then the SQL statements. Now we don't need the URLs anymore. So we're just going to transmute down to our SQL statement. Let's take a look at this real quick here. Okay, let's turn this into a comma-separated value file. And write it out. It is easy as pie, because pie is really difficult to make. So what we should have is a whole file of these SQL statements. Now, one thing I don't love about this, I don't love that there are question marks for each of the lines. Now, let's see if I can remember how to get rid of those. Quote escape should be none. False. And if we did this right, there should now be a file. I'm not getting rid of the quotes on those lines. Well, you know what? We'll fix this the old-fashioned way. If it's a new line with quotes starting it, just make it a regular new line. Good. And if it ends in a new line, quote, again, make it blank. Now let's go and test this. Go take one of these lines and move it into our SQL statement. Paste this here. So far, there's nothing glaringly wrong. We're going to simulate the query. Place post content bad with the good pin, where the good, that's the bad one. Okay. That looks good. It did not blow up. So now we take that entire file, paste it in here. Just one more time. Important point here. SQL queries run against a database are not undoable. Once you hit go, if this damages your database, there is no way to undo it. So make sure that you're absolutely positively sure this is something that you want to do to your database. If you have not run a backup of it, run a backup of it. If you want to play it super safe, you can actually make a copy of the database table, run this on the copy, and make sure that it didn't blow up first. I, however, live dangerously. So I'm going to hit go. Well, let me clarify that. I live dangerously on my own personal website. I do not do this with the corporate website because that would just be bad. And so what we've done now is taken all those bad links away. When Google comes by and crawls that content, it's going to follow those links, and it's going to follow all the links that were bad, and now they're all going to go to the 404 page, and Google's going to say, huh, okay, well, that's working. And instead of going, and seeing just all these crap links, it's going to just go to the 404 page and say, that was cool. I see that this is, not working. And the link's not working, but it's not going to give the HTTP 404 status, which is the technical way to say that link is broken. And so that will help to improve the internal linking and the reputation of the site. Is it going to make the world better overnight for my website? Probably not. But does it create a better user experience? Yes, because you're going to click on a link and it's going to clearly go to someplace that says, hey, this thing has gone missing. Sorry about that. Right? That is what we want. We want a better user experience, and in turn, Google rewards sites that have better user experiences. That's the process. The longest part of the process actually is collecting all the bad links using like Scrutiny or Screaming Frog or whatever the tool is. The processing the data and then updating the databases, we did it in 15 minutes. Should you do that to a live database? Not without testing, right? So that's it. Keep an eye then. One of the things that's really nice about some of these tools, like the RFs tool, is that once you do something like this is a crawl that's running. I would recommend very strongly that you rerun a crawl on your site and go back and look for more bad stuff, right? And validate that it went through and it is no longer finding the crap, right? You can see that this crawl that I kicked off about 45 minutes ago has been finding crap pretty consistently, right? So now, once this one is done, or actually I might just hit stop and say just run a new run, just start a new one, and then go through and have it check to make sure that the work we did was valid. Give it a shot. Be careful. Please be very, very careful. And play it safe when you're doing this sort of thing. If you have follow-up questions on stuff like this, join the Analytics for Marketers community. It's over on Slack. If you go to trustinsights.ai/analytics-for-marketers, you can ask questions about stuff that you've seen in these Saturday Night Data Parties. This is in my Sunday evening newsletter as well. Feel free to just hit reply and ask questions. But give it a shot. This will help your reputation as a website because it shows that you're trying to maintain it. And I would recommend you do this process once a quarter. If you've got a lot of content that you're putting up, a blog post a day, maybe do it once a month. I have not done this in a really long time because it's my personal website. I don't take care of it as well as I should, the corporate website. But give that a shot. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time and enjoyed some refreshments while we were doing this. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Want help solving your company's data, analytics, and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.